Hi guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video, I want to talk about staying focused on your client, staying focused on your subject as a portrait photographer. Because I think a few people kind of trip up and miss that. So let's get into it. Now, question for you, answer me this. During a portrait shoot, portrait session, be that in studio, outside, natural light, that all doesn't matter. But during a portrait session, have you noticed or have you kind of clocked or registered how often you'll take a shot and then you'll be staring at the back of the camera? Meanwhile, there's silence. And then you'll take a shot and there's silence. And then maybe you'll talk a little bit. How often do you look to the back of the camera or look at the tether and break away from eye contact with your subject and break away from interaction from your subject or client? I bet, if we're honest, I bet we've all done it quite a bit. Maybe some people do it more than others, maybe too much. And I see it a lot in workshops, I see it a lot in group shoot events and what have you, and I see it a lot in people that I coach for one-to-one. They've not yet fully got the technical side of it down, and yet that's what the training's part of. I get that, it takes time to get there, but they're too focused on the technical rather than being focused on the subject in front of the lens. Even when everything's set and dialed in, because they start to second guess themselves. Their mind goes to the technical. Is the exposure good enough? Is my histogram right? Am I in the right focusing mode? Is the light in the right position? And I get that how people can start to think like that, especially in a workshop or one-to-one training environment, because they've got someone teaching them, hopefully letting them work practically, giving feedback so they can learn that way versus setting everything for them, because that's not a workshop. So there may be a little bit worried, obviously, because they're being watched. Yeah, it's a different environment. But whenever you're working with a portrait client or a portrait subject, all of this stuff, all of the lighting, the modifiers, the camera settings, the camera itself, the lens, it just needs to go away and work. It needs to just be set and forget and work. Get your settings dialed in, talk to your subject while you're doing that, and focus on what's going on the set. Too often you get complete silence. There's no feedback, there's no rapport building, there's no conversation happening, because it's click, click, click. And then you get the gearheads zooming in. Oh, look at that third eyelash from the left. Have you seen how sharp that is? It's amazing, this lens. It's amazing. Or they'll take a picture and they'll literally take a few pictures and they'll turn around and walk away. Nothing said. Meanwhile, you've got somebody on set. Now, granted, if they're a model, they're probably used to this. But somebody on set who's got like, is he finished taking pictures? Have I done something wrong? What did I do? Did he not like something? What? We need to engage with the client. We need to engage with the subject. And we need to stay on them and watching what they do. You'll see them interact with people, in particular in the workshop and group. And you'll see dynamics change between groups of people and individuals that a subject, model or whoever interacts with. And you'll pick up on little mannerisms and little changes in expression, body language changes. And if you're shooting, watch for that, stay on that. Yep, you'll see that as well when you're talking to them. You can work with people who are very, very different across the board, different personalities, everybody's different, everyone's unique. But we see people who are, say, high energy, and they've got a ton of energy. So as me personally, how I deal with them, I'm not going to constantly try and fight to get them to lower their energy levels, to become quiet, but I am going to watch how they interact with people. I'm going to watch how they respond to my questions, the conversations that we have, and I'm going to stay on the shutter just in case we get a quiet moment, like in this picture here that I'm showing. Keely, she's just an absolute bundle of energy. So she loved doing the jumping shots, which are shown as well. Very energetic, constantly laughing and breaking into laughter. And that's cool, it's fun on set. And that's the kind of person that she is and the energy that she brings. But there's something very, very different when she went quiet. And if I'm too busy staring at the back of the camera, I am going to totally miss that. If you're working with groups of people, let's say wedding and events, you've got to stay on the viewfinder, stay on the shutter ready, because you just do not know what's going to happen, trust me. So group shot, bride, groom, bridesmaid, you think obviously nice and posed, everyone stood nicely arranged. Doesn't always happen like that, but you've got to be ready for it. We need to be watching what's happening on set, listening to conversation that's happening between multiple people. If you say you've got a group or family on set, they will give you indicators and keys of things that are maybe about to happen. You'll feel yourself a moment kind of build, reach a crescendo, and then it will fall off. And that could be someone about to laugh or really react through something that you've asked them to do and you're looking for the reaction, or they've just done what you've asked. However, that conversation and that moment's gone, but you'll feel the rapport and you'll feel the connection as you shoot, but it will taper off. You can't shoot that stuff for too long. You can't just stay same picture, same picture, same picture, same picture, because you'll get the peak of it and the rest will just be crap. But we need to be focused on the subject to see those come and happen and see those moments build. If you're constantly wondering about how sharp the third eyelash from the left is on your 85mm 1.4 lens, you're doing it wrong, trust me. We need to concentrate on the person in front of the camera. Now, you may find that you get simple moments that happen, like people react to something that's been said, or you get a simple smile. I will often stay focused on the subject, so I'm locked on, framed up, and I'll come round from the camera and I'll talk, but I'll stay pretty much the same on the framing, ready to shoot, and I'll shoot and come back to the camera so I can drive through that moment and grab, hopefully, what is a good shot, a genuine smile. If you've got a couple of people on set who are high energy, especially when they're together, like two friends who have trained as dancers, then you can widen your lens. It doesn't matter if you get something like the modifier, the beauty edition, these shots in the shot, be ready to capture something that's happening, give them a bit more space to move as well. But you're not going to see that building and coming if you're too focused on all of this crap, because you'll just totally miss it at the end of the day. Slow down. Yes, learn the technical. Yes, learn the fundamentals. And I'm going to produce some content for this channel that will hopefully help some of you do that. It takes time to do that. Don't try and learn everything all at once, because you're going to fall flat on your face. Step by step, step by step, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And you'll get there. Once all the technical is down, out of your way, it's much easier to focus on the subject. But even then, if you've got your camera settings dialed in, just focus on your client, focus on what's happening in front of your lens, and you will get far, far better pictures as a result. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you've got anything to add, maybe some experiences that you've had yourself on a shoot where maybe you've gone a little bit down the technical rabbit hole and not paid enough attention to the subject, or maybe you've paid attention to the subject and then you've got home and you're 5 stops underexposed. Because that happens as well. But let me know any experiences that you've had yourself, anything you're going to take away and try on your next session. If you take away any of the tips in these portrait videos that I'm making and put them to use within a shoot, let me know. Drop a link to the picture down in the comments below. It'd be great to see it. I've already had someone comment on the earlier video talking about a basic kit for portraits with natural light and available light, and they just went straight to work with what they had, and it's amazing to see that. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. Wow. Yes, okay, that made sense. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Oh, see, you think I'd be used to this by now, wouldn't you, after like a couple of weeks, but yeah.